Hello, welcome in and welcome back to my channel. My name is Deb from DG Reads, and this is my witchy sidekick Kylie, and it's that magical time of year where we head back to Orilium for the fall equinox. So here's my magical readathon TBR. I don't think the magical readathon needs a ton of introduction. It's been around for ages. The current iteration, the journey to Orilium, going to school, learning all the things has been a ton of fun. When G mentioned in her announcement video, which of course I will have linked down below, that those of us who started at the very beginning of the Orilium journey are graduating this year, that was very exciting to hear because it feels like it's been a while, but also how has it been that many years so far? I am going to be continuing on with my Alchemist career. That's the field of study that I've been doing since the very beginning. It is, of course, a pretty challenging list of prompts that I need to fulfill, but I have confidence that Magical Readathon always brings the motivation to finish things up. So, since there are quite a few prompts to go through, I will go ahead and get started on them. I need to study the basics of animal studies and just get the ordinary qualification for this one. And for that, I need to read a debut book. So I'm picking up an arc I received from Minotaur Books, and that is No Rest for the Wicked by Rachel Louise Adams. My understanding is this is a debut based on the marketing materials. It is set in a town known to go all out for Halloween, and it is also a town where a lot of things go wrong on Halloween. We're following a character who left this town far behind, but when her father, who was the mayor, who turned into a US senator, goes missing, she winds up going back to figure out what's going on. For an ordinary ranking in astronomy, I need to read a book with a character who has an invisible illness. And for this one, I'm going to be picking up a recent Fairy Loot book. This is A Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena. And this is one I understand that the main character in here has chronic pain and potentially other things going on. This is also going to be a very heavy hitter book for me because for Buzzwordathon for September, we need a event in the title, and a dance is definitely an event. And we also need foliage on the cover, and this one definitely has lots of leaves and even on the sprayed edges. So this is going to be getting me a lot of things ticked off my to-do list for the month. As an alchemist, I need to hit all the levels for alchemy. So for ordinary, I need a sun on the cover. And I don't know if this counts exactly as a sun or not, but it looks like a sun to me, so I'm going to count it. And that is To Catch a Razor by Veronica Roth. We've got a sun shape there, whether it's more as a halo or an actual sun or what it is, I don't know, but we're counting it. This is the sequel to When Among Crows. It is a gifted copy I received from Tor, and I look forward to reading it in September. For the qualified level of alchemy, I need to read a book that has a cover matching my birth flower. And the chart that G provided had marigold as my birth flower for being an October baby. And it was perfect timing because I just received this arc cover, which is clearly a nice bright orange, from Macmillan Audio. This is Spread Me by Sarah Gailey. It comes out on September 25th, and I do have the audio arc. The book I know nothing about other than this is an author I've really enjoyed in the past. The cover matches perfectly, so of course it's on my September TBR. And then for the distinguished level for alchemy, I need to read a book by an auto read author, and one that I've been wanting to get to, and I'm excited to finally have a place on my TBR to make it a priority, is Overgrowth by Mira Grant. I actually own 3 copies of this, not intentionally, but I got 2 in 2 different book boxes, and I got a copy from the publisher. So it's one I really need to pick up. We've got this is the Illumicrate Starbright edition, and the story follows a girl who's always said she's from an alien planet and her people will be coming for her, and nobody believes her until suddenly there's alien signals coming from somewhere, and that's all I know. Inscription is another category where I need to hit all the prompts. So for ordinary, I need to read a book with a prime number of letters in the title. For this one, I'm going to be reading The October Film Haunt by Michael Wehunt. And this is a gifted ARC I received from St. Martin's Press. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this works perfectly. I don't know much about this one, but it has been blurbed by so many authors I've read and enjoyed in the past. It says it is about a woman who's being pulled into a cult horror film that is hellbent on having a sequel. Probably the prompt that caused me the most trouble was for the qualified in inscription, and that is to find a spine with the text on the spine being vertical. So like this one has October Film Haunt, you have to read it at an angle. For this prompt, we need to find a title where you can read it upright like this. And I think I've done it, kind of. I'm going with it. A Fatal Grace by Louise Penny. This is a book in a series of mysteries that I do want to continue with. The 2 books from the series that I do own have the text on the spine vertically. I've Googled to try to get an image of this particular book since this is the next one in the series I need to read and I don't own it. And it looks like they all kind of come in the same matching format. So I'm assuming this book will count for this one. I, again, don't know much about this one. It is the Chief Inspector Armand Gamache series. That's really all I remember. It's a mystery. It's one that I haven't read in a while, but it's been on my list to pick up the next one because I remember enjoying the last book I read. So it seems like this is now the time. For the distinguished level of inscription, I needed to read a book with an animal on the cover. And G didn't say it had to be a real animal, so I'm going to put House of Idol by Delilah S. Dawson on for this one. It is a unicorn on the cover. This is an author I've recently discovered and really, really enjoyed her horror novels. I read Guillotine during a recent readathon, really, really enjoyed it, and have been wanting to explore more of her books. And this one is an ARC I received from Titan Books on NetGalley, and this one comes out on September 9th, so it's definitely a high priority to read at the beginning of the month. For the ordinary level for spells and incantations, I need to roll a 6-sided dice, so let's go ahead and do that. That is going to determine what book I pick. This is the only one I didn't pick ahead of filming, so we will see what we get. Okay, let's go ahead and roll. Oh. That's less than ideal. Give me a moment. Figure this one out. Okay, rolling a 6, like I said, not the ideal because that means I need to read a book over 600 pages. It's fine. I definitely have some on my shelves I want to get to that are over 600 pages. So I guess we're adding a 600-page book to the TBR. So the one I think I'm going to go with is one I've been putting off. I know I'm at the top of the list for the audiobook for this one as well, which I tend to need with this chunky of a book. But that is going to be Black River Orchard by Chuck Wendig. This is an author I didn't love my first experience reading him, and so I've been kind of wary of that, but then I've read more from him and I did enjoy it. So this one I am going in with cautious expectations, but hopeful that I will enjoy it. It says, a small town is transformed when 7 strange trees begin bearing magical apples in this new masterpiece of horror. So I really am going into this one fairly blind, but looking forward to trying it out. For qualified in spells and incantations, I just needed to read a book that's released this year. And honestly, I have so many options I should go for. Why I'm going with one this massive, I don't know. It may wind up getting swapped out now that I know I also have that 600-page book on my TBR. But I have After Midnight by Daphne du Maurier. This is a story collection. There's an introduction by Stephen King. This is an author that I've absolutely loved her writing before. Her atmosphere has been fantastic. She wrote Rebecca. She wrote many other things I've enjoyed. So this one is coming out at the end of September. I do want to read it. I am trying to make sure I'm reading short stories every month, so this is a good option. For an ordinary qualification in restoration, I need to read a book with a single POV. And I'm finally picking this one up. I have chosen The Angel of Indian Lake by Stephen Graham Jones. This is a series that has been a priority for me on last year's priority list and I didn't get to it. It's on my list again this year that I just recently put out, and it's one I've really been wanting to get to and just haven't. As far as I recall, every book up till now, we've been following Jade's POV. She is a horror-obsessed girl living in her own horror story, and I am looking forward to finishing off this series. For an ordinary in demonology, I need a book with an emotion in the title. So for this one, I'm going to be putting on We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad. This is a gifted copy that I received from Mary Sue Ricci Books. This one is a September release, so I do want to get to it soon. It is the sequel to Bunny by Mona Awad. That's really all I know. I kind of want to go into this one pretty blindly because that's what I tried to do with Bunny, and I really enjoyed it when I first read it. So I am looking forward to this, and it's just kind of a cool looking cover. I have no idea what direction this is going to take Bunny's story. For an ordinary, for lore, I need to read a translated book, and that means it is time to pick up The Unworthy by Augustina Bezterrica. This is the author who wrote Tender is the Flesh that I really enjoyed. And this is a nice short novella, balances out some of these other books I'm putting on my list. And it's one I've been needing to get to. I received it in a book box. I received a gifted copy from the publisher. So all that told, I really need to read this one. I know there's nuns. There's some sort of climate catastrophe that's taken over the world. We have cloistered nuns in a weird nunnery, and that's really all I know. I'm looking forward to figuring out what the heck's going on in here. And lastly, for a qualified level in lore, I need a book with a note on the cover or a letter on the cover or significant in the story, something along those lines. And for this one, I'm going to be picking up The Language of Birds. This is a book that came out in May, I believe, but I received the ARC a little bit after that and haven't had a chance to pick it up yet. We are following a young girl who is herself following a series of notes left by her father, I believe. And it does actually have a little bit of a note there on the cover. That is, I'm assuming, one of the notes she's following from her father, potentially, but also the fact that she's following notes from her father in the book, I think definitely this qualifies. So this is what we're looking at, plus a few digital books that I don't have physical copies for. So I have my work cut out for me, I think, this session. It also should come as no surprise that I have other reading plans for the month. I am going to still, which might be a problem, play my Prompt Ball TBR game. I haven't filmed that yet, so I don't know how big of a problem that's going to be. If I'm maybe going to get some of these to overlap, we shall see. That one will still be coming. I'm also going to be participating in the Readathon Rebellion from Mel and Eleanor Reads, which is kind of going to be a roll-as-you-go board game style. Again, I'm really hoping I can make prompts overlap. That is going to be the ideal option for me. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. There are a lot of really fun prompts that G came up with this year, and I do hope that I will be able to submit some extra books for extra credit to help out the Academy as a whole, because we are working on an animal sanctuary type of quest as a group this year and trying to beat our past reading records. So I'm going to try to submit as many books as I possibly can. Let me know in the comments below, are you participating this year in the Magical Readathon? If you are, what are you studying? What's your TBR looking like? Do you have any prompts you're struggling with? Because definitely the vertical spine was my hardest one, I think. And if you've made it this far and you don't have anything to comment, leave me an apple emoji, because getting a 600+ page book on my TBR was not anticipated, so here's hoping I actually enjoy Black River Orchard. If you can hit that like button below, I would surely appreciate it, and subscribe if you're interested in seeing if I actually make it through all these books to graduate, the rest of my reading plans for September, and my bookish content in general. But for now, I'll leave you here and see you real soon in a new video.